Okay, here's what I know about Masashi Kishimoto, okay? So his original design for Naruto was specifically supposed to, resemble hip-hop. A lot more, including Sasuke's design, Naruto's design, and Sakura's design. All the way to a point where we recognize that literally Naruto is kind of like street smart Eminem. I don't know if he was hinting, towards it, but, there's something that he was in charge of. When the 2000s continued, that, people were going to make obvious references, and pretend that they were technical. Now, I know his uncle, he told him something about school that revolves around, a current situation, saying that you're going to school, but you're not going to get the school benefit because he was only going to go to school for a little bit to draw the characters, okay? Now, in doing so, I saw him patrolling through my neighborhood, and one thing I know about Kishimoto lately is that he got rejected a lot. Some people may say in high school that he was trying to make a magic, manga, before Naruto, or he had a thousand, off rejections before Naruto. Lately, but one thing that I know, is true, Kishimoto, through and through, is when he makes an obvious reference through hip hop, he's letting the truth about life itself. Is not putting emphasis on a hip hop in order to tell you what life is, okay? And what Tintin does, and Tintin is based off, Chun Li from Street Fighter, okay? So what C does, for continuity, is he adds drips and also adds substance to the story, okay? Some people say that his favorite character, was Choji, and others, say it's Sasuke. In my personal opinion, I feel like Lily, he likes the characters equally, but one thing that me and him share in common, Lily is our main character, because he said, just like me, in my manga, I'm Gabaya. I'm the main character. My last name is Moody. Eris Moody. Gabaya Murioto. And he said, specifically in an interview, that he was just like Naruto. Okay, so it's really, really specific, okay? Because the reason why I love Masashi Kishimoto is because he's a great author. Literally, he made one of my favorite series of all time. Literally, and one thing you don't know about the broad range videos is that the arrow smart allocate when it comes to Axel Kishi, when it comes to A, like, because he reference, his hip hop, through interviews, literally when he's writing out his manga, how much stress he goes through, literally, and what they do is they play around the Riz, right? Literally, they play around, what to do with chapter, know what that is straight up hip hop, literally, and then he can combat Riz like he's a square, okay? So that's something you don't know, literally, about the child, literally, and Omar does the exact same thing. That's when you literally know the manga more than the creator, and that's literally a writing flaw, okay? And what if you're trying to explain his brother, his brother that may beat him on, whatever, the video game. Now, there's a mirage for that. There's a very big mirage for that, now, I was playing the game when I was in high school, with Chris, okay? Now, in all actuality, all right? So, where it comes to the actual, point, how to do, a point tutorial, literally, his point was just as important as, the creator of DBZ's Akira Toriyama's point, all right? But, it was less, but it was, heavily towards his autism. So his mom was kind of like my mom. Lily, she was fat. Lily, she was stocky. This and that. Lily, and she told Kishi, to leave, them girls alone. And his uncle, Lily, what he did excessively, Lily, was he said that I'm not just a bop and weed. Lily, he got stuck to him like a doctor every day while trying to eat the cereal. Come on, Kishi, come on. And in all actuality, all right, lately that led, to him fucking around, with Hunter x Hunter. Okay, literally stating you need to watch this. All right. Now, what I know about Kishimoto, externally, is that he has to work really hard for the characters like Tamari, Tsunade. He has to make sure that they have side novels, for each and every character. He makes sure that Shikamaru, is very on point when it comes to his ninja, tactics and abilities. I feel that Kishi doesn't intentionally, write these things on his own because what fans do when they're more obsessed, they call out his smart allocate behind the script because they recognize that, Naruto could be better, which is a fucking retardation, a flaw in the anime community. You don't know why? Because they say if I would rewrite Naruto, I'll do this and that. Lately, it's so what they don't understand is that he's human, that he was going through things that he was writing. One thing I know about the Pain arc is that he Lily, when he got married, Lily, when he got his life together, he made that scene specifically to let you know that Lily, that he had the love of his life. He was about to have children. All right, and the thing I like about Masashi Lily is that he's very, very open about my manga and how he feels about my manga, other manga, especially his. And one thing we all know and share is that Lily, the one time Lily, when the actual creator of One Piece, Ichiro Oda, put the Sharingan, as a nose back that everybody knows in the anime community. Okay, so in doing so specifically, all right. So I know excessively what his uncle, told him, literally about literally to make longer conversations, to don't be like your dad. This now all the way to he did this literally with his foot at Alpha and Omega. Okay, so I know all that shit, and I also knew in order, to face his uncle, literally he made Neji versus Kiramara on stage. Like, watch this fire guy do this is that. Watch this finger guy do this is that. That's what I externally know about him. But what I actually know after growing up, literally, is that he wanted Naruto to be inspiring, for everyone, including children. All right, and so what I do as a fan, where I grew up, my favorite part was the Giants. Literally, in one of my biggest criticisms, back in the day, was actually Tintin. Literally, how he had something written for her, because he said in the actual show that she wanted to be Hokage, just like Tsunade. So when it came to my brother, he said fuck out of here. We're in Cave to the Arrow. He said fuck out of here. Well, that's a little fact on paper. So he looks in each individual every character. Now the pain arc, that's where it gets really confusing, because what people do and how they get this information about Kishimoto is that they know that everybody's a gangster and he's especially a blood. Literally, so they take the Yakuza, aspect, and Naruto about to art in order to recognize what pain is doing, to that costume. Literally, and then they form these own religious, personalities, and that's what fucks the world up. Alright? But what I know about Kishimoto literally is that he's down to earth and he has a soul, alright? And he intends this shit for people to literally look at this shit in progression. I don't know if that guy with the scar on his face literally was a guy that he saw in the war, but extensively, when it comes to the training exams, literally he was very concentrated as Sasuke for a character alongside with Tenten. Literally that little ninja tool shit that she does, literally when she looks, I've done that shit. I've done a whole bunch of shit. When it comes to Shino, I know he loves that character, right? And that's what took Sasuke's original design. But one thing that's very prominent about Masashi Kishimoto literally is that he has a love for art and manga. He has to take multiple times to write his characters. So we all know the final fact of this video is that a character doesn't write every character. Like he doesn't write Broly, he doesn't write a certain character. You have to look up if a character did shit, like the creation of GT Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He only wrote that shit one time and everybody else improvised. Okay, so I don't know literally if you wrote Boruto, if you kept on writing in Boruto, if this and that. That's another thing you have to recognize about Kishimoto. But before I finish the video, this was Blue Tricks Air Smoothie Lord 7th, and that's all from now. I'm out.